I'm fourth generation here on our family dairy, Breda Family Farms.
You got to wake up early in the morning, you got to come to work every day.
Kids think that they really think they want to be a vet until it comes down to it, and then they don't actually really want to do it. And I think that it's okay.
Well, there's not an egg shop, there's not a farm that doesn't have a welder.
The best part about my job is really helping people.
My educational background is on-the-job training.
California agriculture drives the state's economy, grossing over $500 billion a year. From logging and fishing on the North Coast to the lush landscapes and nursery crops of Southern California, agriculture encompasses more than just the farmer. Through this series, you will be introduced to the unsung heroes of the agriculture industry. Agriculture education is cultivating careers. This episode, Veterinarian.
My name is Kendall Wilson. I'm a large animal veterinarian. I work currently out of Fort Bragg, California for Mendocino Equine and Livestock. I've been owner and operator of the company since 2018, but I've been a veterinarian for 6 years. After high school, I went to the California State University, Chico, where I earned a bachelor's of animal science. There, Chico State set me up for veterinary school, where I studied at the University of Glasgow in the United Kingdom. The reason I went abroad was because there are not very many vet schools in the States, and I really encourage you kids who want to be a veterinarian to look elsewhere if you have aspirations of becoming a vet. Growing up, I was very into all kinds of animals. I had horses and dogs and cats, and I always aspired to be a veterinarian. In high school, I wasn't lucky enough to have ag classes, so I decided to do some externing with animal doctors and cruising around with all different kinds. So I worked with a large animal vet and a small animal vet, and at Chico State, I pursued working at the dairy and at the sheep and goat unit, and I just loved it, and that's what made me be a large animal veterinarian. A typical day for me is never really typical. I have a set schedule every day of appointments that I'm going to see, but I see all different kinds of animals, ranging from horses, cows, sheep and goats, llamas, alpacas, and sometimes an occasional pig, so I never really know what I'm going to get. No day is typical for me, and I oftentimes get emergency calls that I have to try to add in. I service a very large county, all of Mendocino County, so I can be 200 miles away at times from an emergency, so I triage patients over the phone until I can get there. I have a veterinary assistant who helps answer the telephone, and her and I work together to make sure that we get everybody taken care of. So today, my day consists of preg checking cattle this morning, then I've got to go and do a dental on a horse, and then I had to fit in an emergency this afternoon, which is a penetration wound of a stick into a horse's chest. Tomorrow is going to be a completely different day, and we have lots of sheep and goats and drawing blood on them to make sure that they're able to breed. So I never really know what the day is going to hold for me. And that is kind of the fun of the job. My favorite part of being a veterinarian is being able to help patients. It's really wonderful when we're able to treat a really sick animal and have them recover from their disease process that they have going on. It sure makes the patients happy, the clients are very happy, and it's very fulfilling. I think the number one skill you need to be a veterinarian is actually people skills. I remember being in vet school and saying, I don't want to be a doctor because I don't want to have to deal with people, but every day you have to deal with the animal's clients. So it's really important to be able to communicate and make sure that you're able to give good directions regarding the animal's treatment. The other thing you need to be able to do is think on your feet. We're out in the field and we don't have everything right at the tip of our fingers when you're a large animal vet, so you need to come up with ideas and be inventive and creative if you don't have something to carry out what the animal needs done. So the veterinary profession is very seasonal. It's less seasonal, or large animal veterinary profession. It's less seasonal in California, but when I was working in Nevada, it was very cold in the winter. So we did a lot of preg checking and cattle work in the winter, and most of the horse work was in the spring. Here it's a little less, but we definitely worry about animals being born at the correct time, because if they're born in the cold months, we get a lot more pneumonia and other risks that can cause the producer a lot of cost. I think that if your plan doesn't work out, there's always other segues that you can go down into the animal industry. It's really important to understand that being a vet is a lifestyle, especially in a small rural community, and you don't always get to leave when you want to leave or have backup or coverage. Oftentimes I get called out in the middle of a night for a calving, and I just think it's important that if you want to do it, that you pursue and you push it, but that if it doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world.
Thank you to those who made Season 1